So hey guys, today we're talking about Performapal 5 Rainbow Magician. Uh, I guess Labyrinth players seem to have recently figured out that Performapal 5 Rainbow has synergy with their deck. So let's say we have 5 copies of Performapal 5 Rainbow Magician. This is to an extent more disgusting than Skill Drain or Mystic Mine. So if we have Performapal 5 Rainbow Magician and you have any of your Labyrinth cards, spell like this. So if you have any of your Labyrinth Furniture cards, you have your Stovey Torby or your Chandragliers. You can use Performapal 5 Rainbow as cost for your Stovey Torby or your Chandraglier to set your copy of Big Welcome, right? And during the immediate next chain, because this gets sent for cost, so it was in the graveyard when this sets a card, right? So in this case, probably Big Welcome, right? This triggers the graveyard effect of 5 Rainbow Magician. If either player sets a spell trap on your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can place this card in your Pendulum Zone. So then this will immediately be scaled, and the Pendulum effect is, of course, you cannot Pendulum Summon except from the extra deck. This effect cannot be negated. Each player applies one of these effects based on the number of set cards in their spell and trap zones. So if you do not control any, 0. All monsters they control cannot attack or activate their effects. So you cannot even activate your effects. They're not negated. It's just not activatable, which is just stupid, right? So if this is done in chain to, like, let's say, for example, um, Branded Fusion, this is pretty miserable. But there aren't that many cases where, like, just chaining this would be, like, that effective. Notably, uh, if you were to send a light and make Albion, then the next chain, I think it was, is the one where this happens, right? Yeah, the next chain, you wouldn't be able to activate whatever you just summoned off of Albion. You're still able to activate Albion effect, because this is when the graveyard trigger should happen, right? But I mean, you just need the ruling knowledge for this, I guess. Whatever. So, either way, this card just completely degenerate, and this has been being used in literally nothing good, like, ever. Like, if you guys can name one, go ahead. This is just purely a stun card. This doesn't like, this isn't even like a useful card in Performapal. Like, what? Like you could just ban this card straight up. This card serves no purpose. And right before, it was being used for this. Remember Runic Stun, guys? What was Runic Stun using this for? Oh, right. Uh, something like, I don't know, tip, add, I don't know, Flashing Fire, summon Hugin. Hugin discarding 5 Rainbow, adding, like, Runic Fountain, and then you activate, I don't know, like, Dispelling or something? Like, whatever. I think technically, if you save tip, that might be better. Like, combo-wise here. But, bro, then 5 Rainbow activates, you know, in the graveyard. Because you can just set a card, you know, any stun card. You can set your copy of Fountain. That triggers it as well, right? Sets a spell trap, well, yeah. So you can set Fountain, flip Fountain over, and that will trigger 5 Rainbow. That works. And then, boom, you're stuck dealing with 5 Rainbow. Great. Why? This card is seriously just a, why does this card exist? Well, like, I don't know. This is just so degenerate. So, of course, the big issue here is, like, unlike Skill Drain, this is at 3, right? So, you have 1 copy of Skill Drain, 3 of Performapal 5 Rainbow. Isn't that enough said? Like, right? there is literally zero justification for this card still like being in the game. In fact, like you know what's messed up? This is a level 1 monster, right? So if you were to, for example, XYZ summon with this, you can just like in a rank 1 deck, like notably, the worst offender that could use this, like combo deck wise, is actually Pearly, because you run a lot of the Pearly quick play spells, right? So Pearly's pretty shafted here. They don't have that many quick plays right now. Right? Three of these, three of this one. So we count 3, 2, 1, that's 6. They have 9 quick plays. They got hit pretty hard, and then they have copies of My Friend, which kind of double as that, so it's like 12. But anyways, it's not that hard to get any of your like early spells of any kind. So early Yeep works, Happy Memory, My Friend, Street, Memory. It's just that since these are quick plays, you can't activate them when you set them, but it's probably fine in general. So the main idea with this is you can just normal summon this actually, right? Or you can discard this from your hand for cost of like any of these guys, right? And that's fine, right? Because if you run this with the Ghost Rick package, you can just grab like shot multiple times. So you just have free material off of that, right? From making UDF and stuff. So where's Dulahan? So yeah. Dulahan, you can also normal summon this because it's level 1, right? And then make Dulahan, and then that's how this gets into the graveyard. Like that's just essential one way to do it. The other, of course, is to discard it with a Pearly quick play. And then like if you go into, of course, the Ghost Rick line, yeah, like here, right? Then you can uh get shot, which is not a quick play, right? So shot, normal spell, set it, Performapal 5 Rainbow will be triggered, and then yeah, you just have to deal with this now, I guess. So that's one usage of 5 Rainbow. And in fact, this makes it so, like, technically even normal Ghost Rick might be able to do this, which is annoying to an extent. I mean, normal Ghost Rick not that good, of course. Just the idea of any deck capable of making rank 1s being able to just put this garbage on the board, kind of upsetting, I'll be real. So, like, what are you supposed to do against this? So, let's go over the possible counterplay, I guess. So the first one that is worth looking at to an extent, Shifter. Except this doesn't work because Chain 1 Shifter, Chain 2 Labyrinth Chandraglier, and this gets sent for costs. So no matter when you chain Shifter, this will always be put onto the field. Okay, so that doesn't work. Called by the Grave. If you were to called by the Labyrinth Stovitorbi or Chandraglier, they will not be able to set a card unless they have, of course, Chandraglier and Stovitorbi, in which case they can. And that's miserable, right? So your opponent activating this, discarding this, and then this, discarding a random card. Doesn't matter. Maybe they discard Big Welcome or something. Oh, Performapal 5 Rainbows activatable now. So in this case, the only correct answer would be to, like, probably target 5 Rainbow with your called by if you want to play around this specifically. Which, I mean, the odds are decent enough, so... If you have some back row removal, it's not that bad. But, yeah. The next thing to worry about is, of course, let's say we don't have called by, right? But we do have a set card, so we can at least activate our cards, right? So let's say we have, I don't know. What's a set card that makes sense? Oh, let's say we have, I don't know, maybe something simple like Reinforcement of the Army. So we'll set Reinforcement of the Army. We can't use it to search this turn. Well, that's a shame, right? Whatever. It's just any card. Could be a trap like Imperm as well, which is not like just immediately activatable, right? So actually I like this better. Let's go, example, your opponent sets a card and then it triggers Performapal 5 Rainbow on your turn. And now you're kind of getting skill drained immediately, even though it's your turn. So I guess set Infinite Impermanence, right? So now you can activate your monster effects because you at least have one set, right? Well, about that. So their set, of course, is Big Welcome, right? So luckily enough, your opponent is pretty close at this point, but they're not able to do this. So Welcome, if they activate Welcome, right, they can summon. Assuming they have Labyrinth Ku-Klok, they can Ku-Klok, Stovey Torby, and then discard Performapal, right? 5 Rainbow, right? So if they do this, this will actually floodgate themselves, so they can't actually like Lovely Labyrinth to pop you. Like in this case, our set Imperm, they can't pop this because after they activate Big Welcome, they have no set cards themselves, right? So you have that going for you. But issue. Well, despite that being true, okay, this is just purely looking at it from a perspective of if you're going first. Let's say if you're going second. Now, let's say once again we have, for example, Infinite Impermanence. Okay, how do we play? Because now if we only have one card to set, boom, Lovely Labyrinth pop, that'll destroy a card, and then uh you'll be unable to activate any monster effects because you don't control a set, right? And then, okay, let's say you do have one now. Now you might be able to resolve one monster effect, which is usually not enough. So let's just say we're playing Vanquish Soul, because why not? So let's say they pop our back row, okay, and then we happen to have another back row, like maybe it's Continue, maybe it's Dust Devil, you know? So maybe the first one we set was like Imperm. We pop this with Lovely, right? They just trigger Lovely with Big Welcome. And speaking of which, since they control Lovely, probably, there is like a decent chance that you already went -1, so you only have 5 cards in hand, and you have to deal with this garbage, but you know. So let's say we set, I don't know, it doesn't super matter. Like, Continue now, then we normal summon Rosin, okay. Then our opponent might do, at, at this point, there's a good chance they would trigger Ku-Klok again, as well as Lady Lab to get a copy of Dogmatic Punishment if they don't already have it. And now they're going to likely Dogmatic Punishment us. So they'll try to destroy Rosin here, which they'll probably succeed with doing. And then they'll pop our back row again. So at this point in time, how negative did we go? Just like what, -4 or something stupid? And we're still under skill drain. At this point now to play, we'll need to probably, like, assuming we only have one Rosin probably, right? We'll probably have to just, you know, top deck another monster, you know, because we'll need another starter, you know, to do our stuff. Oh yeah, and after that, we still can't play because, you know, we're getting skill drained by 5 rainbows, so I guess top deck a back row as well while we're at it, you know, just pretty much we need like the equivalent of pre-prep, you know? So yes, I will add my rosin to hand. Yes, and also a copy of some spell trap. Doesn't matter what. Yep, all in one card. Surely that card exists, and surely our opponent doesn't reset Big Welcome with Lovely Labyrinth, right? And they definitely won't search 2 more times from their deck with Lady Labyrinth before we even get a chance to play, while hand ripping us like 2 more times. So yeah, that's for sure playable. Can you guys believe this deck is getting more support? Like, really? Really? And the only hit is, oh yeah, let's put Stovey Torby to 2. Meanwhile, look at what they did to Pearly. Like what? What? Like 2, 2, 1, right? Like what? All right, I guess. Sure. You do this deliberately, but yeah. Slap on the wrist for Labyrinth, right? Ay. This hurts, man. So, yeah. Back to cards that counter this. So, Bistrels. This doesn't work. Because, like, 5 Rainbow is a light. So, if your opponent were to send this, they don't control any monsters, so your Bistral effect is not quick effect, so. Not activatable! Great! Isn't that fun? There's just nothing you can do about this. Lovely. Or, not so lovely, I guess. Ha ha ha. Funny. So we're just getting floodgated, and yeah. I mean, uh, hopefully this card gets banned at some point, like, this is just not tolerable. I'm just sick of seeing it. Like, has there ever been any non-degenerate usage of 5 Rainbow? Like, what? And I mean, while we're at it, if we hit some Labyrinth cards, wouldn't be too upset. Like, if you've noticed, I have quite a few of these URs, so preferably if they hit some of the UR Labyrinths, I would like some UR, you know, UR Dust, UR Essence. Like, that'd be great. So, your only counterplay to this is essentially just having Called by the Grave. So, this is not ashable because this sets. So this is not one of the effects listed on Ash Blossom, so you can't Ash Blossom this. And let's check if you can even bell the copy of 5 Rainbow. Add a card from the graveyard to the hand, deck, and or extra deck. Special summon monster card from the graveyard. Nope. This does not qualify for any of these. This doesn't add from the graveyard to the hand, deck, and or extra deck. This does not special summon a monster either. So that a card that just sets from the graveyard, Ghost Spell doesn't work against it. So it seems the effect is not listed. So you can't stop it with this either. So Ghost Spell, or not Ghost Spell, Ghost Ogre, this doesn't stop it either. So you would unironically need to run like DD Crow in order to crow the 5 Rainbow, or have Called by the Grave. There is pretty much, I don't think so, at least, like any other cards that work on this. And like, assuming you do have a Bistral for this can be played around potentially, right? So the only way you'd be able to Bistral this is specifically if the Labyrinth player in question does let's see, normal summon Ariana to add like a piece of furniture or something, and then they discard 5 Rainbow. Because they control Ariana, you can Bistral the 5 Rainbow. That's about it. But let's say they just open this and they just have Ariana, so they can just wait to normal summon Ariana. They can just do Torby first with 5 Rainbow, so now you have nothing to Bistral. So yeah, that sucks. And then in this case, if they have Ariana, they'll just add Coup Clock, and Big Welcome is set, then they'll like Big Welcome return Ariana, probably. And then they'll trigger a copy of Lovely and then hand rip you. So yeah, miserable time all around. Yeah, you know what's crazy about this? Every time you're getting hand rep by Lab, like whenever they do this hand rep with Big Welcome, they also get to summon Lovely, right? And Lovely gets to reset Big Welcome, which has like no real cost anyways. Ugh, pain. Oh, and I guess it's worth mentioning that you're getting 5 Rainbow. So in this case, when they're doing this line, they'll probably also like set a card, like before activating Big Welcome, just so their Lovely doesn't get like affected by the 5 Rainbow. I mean, I guess that's worth mentioning, but yeah. So in this case, you just need probably the other thing. Like, these are just generics that would deal with it. Aside from generics, you just need like heavy backer removal, so you can't run evenly because, well, for the purposes of this, because issue one, they can just keep 5 rainbow, which isn't like the best for you. The second issue is that with evenly, you can't activate this on the first turn. So if you had literally like MST, like Mystical Space Typhoon, if you had Twin Twisters, Harpy's Feather Duster, all of those would work, as well as, I guess, Cyclone, right? So, yeah, Cosmic Cyclone, that would work as well. But, I mean, if you don't use, for example, Cosmic Cyclone, every single time, like, notice this is not even hard once per turn, just saying. I mean, I don't think this is relevant. Oh, wait, it is relevant, because doesn't this set? Set one normal track with a different name directly from your deck. Yeah, that's not great. But, yeah, essentially, every time this like gets into the graveyard, if it is in the graveyard, right? This would be able to activate again. So that's a bit miserable. So luckily, though, I guess the fact that this is a pendulum, because this card text is just like so sketchy to look at, right? Or not card, like this text here is so sketchy, right? Like no hard ones per turn or anything, and if either player sets a card to on your field, what card even sets a spell trap to your opponent's field, right? No clue, but yeah. If this wasn't a pendulum card, then, this would just be infinitely recyclable in an annoying way, but at least this goes to the extra deck face up. So there's that, if nothing else. But at the same time, moderately annoying. That can be used for Prosperity or Xrav. I'm pretty sure, right? So Prosp, yes. Xrav, yup. You can randomly banish for Xrav or Prosp with this, just because why not? Sure. Just seeing how much mileage you gain from this is actually irritating considering what the card does. Well, great. Guess there's only one answer. Alright, boys. How's it sound like? How's the sound, Like, we all convert to Eldlickism, It's the act of just worshipping Eldlick, and we just play Eldlick, Eldlick cult, or what? I mean, yeah. We'll control, set spell trap, right? Because we're playing freaking Eldlick, right? Well, you pop one, we'll set one. Simple as that. And we'll probably have the mileage to deal with this, I mean, considering the hand rips aren't even that effective against Eldlick, maybe that's the play. Unless we get, well, of course, like, hit by this, which they can hit us with this multiple times. Alright. Maybe 5 Rainbow is a problem card, but, maybe, like, all of these Labyrinth cards are also problem cards. Notably this one and this one. Their effects are dumb. Yup. And also, Kuklock, to an extent, is a bit of a problem card. Yep. So, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, and hopefully this gets banned. So, yeah.